Hey guys, it's me, Travis, with PlayerProps.ai. This is what we're looking at for Friday's games. If you paid attention to all the words that came out of my mouth all week long, you're up big, baby. We are trying to finish this week off with a perfect week where every single show that I dropped for you made some profit. Yesterday we had a game. Our show was focusing on a game earlier in the day. Kansas City Royals, Seth Lugo over 1.5 walks. Easily hit that for us to continue the streak for this week. Some other housekeeping things. The auction ends at 7 p.m. Eastern time today. So if you haven't been paying attention, there's an auction running in the auction channel in Discord. If you want to be the first person on planet Earth to see version 4.0 in all its glory, go to the auction channel. I think it's very close to the bottom of the channel options, and then place your bid. Whoever has the highest bid at the end of 7 p.m. Eastern time today, we'll have tomorrow. I'll be doing a one-on-one, essentially like a Zoom screen share, if you will, with them to show them version 4.0 before anybody else on the planet gets to see it. So if you want to be number one, you got to bid on it. Some other housekeeping things as well. For our VIP members only, we do a monthly jersey drawing where we go live on YouTube and we do a drawing and somebody wins a jersey. It's a jersey of your choice. It's not a jersey that I've pre-decided. So you get to choose the team, the player, the name, all that jazz. If you want to throw your hat in the ring, go to the channel. That's part of the VIP channel. So if you've synced your accounts and everything, you'll see a channel called Win a Jersey. Go there, click the link, throw your name in the hat, and then on Tuesday, June 30th, we're going to go live on this YouTube channel and see who wins that jersey. Right now, there's only a handful of names on there, so you have a very, very high chance of winning a jersey of your choice. So I'm going to now look at something for today. WNBA yesterday only had 3 games, so we start with MLB and finish on MLB. Today, WNBA also only has 3 games. However, if you didn't pay attention to WNBA yesterday, Mabry of the now Toronto Tempo tied the WNBA scoring record. She scored 53 points. She made 9 threes on I think it was 18 attempts. So still 50% shooting, but made 9 threes, and it was crazy. I didn't watch anything about that game. I haven't seen any highlights, video-wise, but I would love to go back and watch that game because 53 points is crazy. It's never going to get to 100 points like Wilt Chamberlain because, again, the time they have in the game is not the same time that he had in his game. The games are shorter by design. But who knows? Maybe somebody can eventually hit 100. Never say never. Records are made to be broken. Version 4.0 is very, very, very close, as I mentioned. Whoever has the winning bid at the end of 7 p.m. Eastern time tonight in the auction channel, I'm going to schedule a time with them tomorrow to go over that. And then next week, we're going to have our 12-month plus VIP members. So anybody who's been premium for 12 months or more in the 27 months we've been active, they're going to get the opportunity to test the version 4.0 and try to figure out if there's any bugs or anything like that. And then very shortly after that, I think we're kind of targeting the first Monday in July, which I believe is July 6th, the Monday after July 4th weekend, as the earliest. But there's still a lot of things that we're working on behind the scenes. And I can't freaking wait. It looks so good. Visually, new features-wise, it's going to make it 1,000% impossible for somebody to discover PlayerProps.ai, give it at least 5 minutes of their time, and say, I don't understand this. I don't know how to use this. It removes all uncertainty. It removes all doubt. It makes it where we can give our app to a 5-year-old. Not that we're targeting 5-year-olds, because you're not legally allowed to bet. But if we give it to a 5-year-old, we've made it to where everybody on planet Earth has 0 excuses on not knowing what to do or how to use it. And that's all I'm going to give you on that one. So let's find something for today. I know that we went through a handful of stats yesterday because there's just a process. You go through things. If it doesn't check all the boxes, then you move on to the next thing. So if this is the highest percentage difference for the projection being higher or lower than the line, and on the over side, we would need the line to be 1.0 less than the projection, and it's not. The projection's only 0.8 higher. Go here, no, here, no. So there's no overplays. So again, remember, these videos are educational in nature. If you're not actually absorbing the information, you're not going to have a great time betting. So I just told you how to recognize if there's no over strikeouts plays in 3 seconds. Now, let's see if there's any under strikeouts plays. There is 1.0 difference here. This is 0.95 here. 1.0 difference here, and then it stops. So there's 3 players on the underside that have the required difference between strikeout projection and strikeout line. First guy here, we notice he's versing Pittsburgh. Actually, both Pittsburgh and Cincinnati pitchers versing each other. You see Paul Skeens here. They're both versing each other. The projections both favoring the under. The sports books are both favoring the under. But we pay attention to the defensive rank. Cincinnati there's only one team in the entire league that strikes out more against right-handed pitchers than Cincinnati. They're number 2, and the most strikeouts against right-handed pitchers. Paul Skeens, of course, right-handed pitcher. In the last 7 games, there's no team on planet Earth that strikes out more against right-handed pitchers than Cincinnati. We also have a rule in the MLB ban list channel in Discord that we don't go under on aces. And if you don't consider Paul Skeens an ace, you have been living under a rock for the last 3 seasons. So this is an automatic no-no. We don't want to go under on a guy versing the easiest matchup he probably has had this season. Then we look up here. Pittsburgh is the 2nd most strikeouts against left-handed pitchers, which tells us that Andrew's a left-handed pitcher. However, they're not striking out as much in their last 7 games, but still, 11's pretty high. Sportsbooks also favor the under. I know that Paul has not gotten 9 Ks against Cincinnati in the last 265 days because this is shown as 0. Same thing with here. But they do have the request. So you don't want to go under teams that are that bad. And the fact that he's hit this in 2 out of his last 3, and that he's gotten 4 straight games of 5 when his line is 5.5, and he's versing a cupcake matchup. And no, we don't touchy the green defensive rank, which leads us with one opportunity. Oh, actually, no, because this is a 0.95. However, we do have a rule that if there's only one thing that is missing of the 6-step checklist, you can still make it a 20% play, which is what we did yesterday with Seth Lugo that we hit. So I do see there's a red defense. So the Miami Marlins do not strike out a lot versus right-handed pitchers. So let's take a little tippy tap and see if we like this. So he would have to get 5 for this line to fail. 95 pitches, 2 Ks. 89 pitches, 2 Ks. 83, 5. It's very interesting that he has the capability of throwing 90 pitches and only getting 1 K. It's very hard, I think, from what I've paid attention to in my life of baseball, of watching MLB, that a pitcher can average 90 pitches or get 90 pitch count and only strike out 1 player. 5 innings this guy pitched against Pittsburgh. Now, I know we just mentioned in the last thing that Pittsburgh's high on strikeouts, but that's against left-handed pitchers. Michael is right-handed, so it looks like Pittsburgh does not strike out, or maybe they just had a fluke game where Michael didn't have his stuff. Gave up 3 runs, wasn't anything too crazy. But the fact that he's able to have 1 strikeout games. Now, he's also able to have 9 strikeout games against teams that don't really strike out too much, like San Diego. But if we look at his recency here, not including this monster game, if we start here with Las Vegas, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He's hit this 2 of 7. 1 of those 7 barely, and then 6 here against Milwaukee. Back-to-back games of 2 Ks, 6 innings pitch, 5 innings pitch, 89 pitch count, 95 pitch count. So he's not getting pulled early in these games. And he's still not hitting more than 2. Now, do you remember the rule on strikeouts? If you're going over on strikeouts, you want the pitcher's K percentage, which K is the abbreviation for strikeouts in baseball, if you didn't know that. K percentage to be, if you are going over, you want it to be 20% versus righties and lefties. If you're going under, you want it to be under 20%, which is exactly what we get here, both his last 365 days and also for this specific season. 18.8 against righties, 13.1 against lefties. So checks the box on the under. The only thing here is this: if this projection was 3.50 instead of 3.55, this would essentially be a trifecta or a checklist. There's nothing else the checklist doesn't check except for its 0.95. So Miami's playing at St. Louis. Let's pull up some more details on their trends here. So strikeouts versus right-handed pitchers. So Miami's here. So in the last 100 plate appearances, they averaged 9.37 strikeouts on a per game basis or per 9 innings basis. They've shrunk that down almost a full strikeout to 8.65. Home and away, there's about a strikeout difference here. Interesting. Very interesting. Oh. So it looks like we just had somebody's line either drop or projection go up, because now we have Nathan here with a 1.0 over. However, he's versing Toronto, who does not strike out against right-handed pitchers, which this tells us that. But the fact that we also have a ban list in the MLB ban list channel in Discord, that if you're not in, you're not trying. Toronto is on the ban list. We do not go over strikeouts props against Toronto because, as it shows you here, they don't strike out a lot against pitchers, period. So this is a no-touchy. So then the only strikeout thing we're considering here is McGreevy, because these guys are versing each other, and these teams, they are on strikeout a lot against the respected handedness of the pitcher anyway. So we'll do the same thing we did yesterday. Because it checks all but one box, which, because again, it needs that 1.0 difference, and it only has that 0.95 because it's very close, but not the full 1.0. We make it a 20%er instead of an 80%er. So ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're absorbing this information we're giving you, because we show you how people in our community, when you see the people that are like, how are people winning, dropping winning screenshots every single day? Because they're learning the concept of how to quickly check the app and to find winning or the most optimal plays possible. If you actually take all of the words that I'm saying out of it, after you've memorized them anyway, it actually took me probably 10 seconds to come up with the play that we wound up on. Like 10 seconds. But I talk through it so you know what you should be thinking when you are walking through it, when you are using the PlayerProps.ai app on your own. So yeah, it's a 10-second thing. You search, okay, there's no overs, check. Okay, is there unders? There's 3 things to consider. 2 things are versing a bad, not a favorable matchup. One is check it, checks 5 out of 6, so 20% play. 10 seconds there. It's very, very easy to learn how to super quickly find optimal plays on PlayerProps.ai. And version 4.0 is going to take that 10 seconds down to 1 second. Yeah, but we're not touching this one. All right, ladies and gents. I think that's what we got. We'll see you guys in Discord. Good luck.